All right, we got Trust in God. And it's in C, which, hey, I'm a very big fan of C. Uh, so, this song, Chris Bryan, that's funny. I don't need to change it. Trust in God, elevation worship. Not a lot of critiques and or comments on this song, unfortunately. But it is, it's a what I called on my fifth note there, a typical worship song. It's straightforward, has an intro, a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus out, nothing too crazy. But Chris Brown, one of the longest standing, I think, worship leader writers that Elevation has had, other than Pastor Stephen, who once again also writes songs for the church. Repeating chords, which I always love as well, because it just helps new worshipers get up on stage to play and lead worship quicker. So if there is any song that I could recommend doing for a kids ministry, for a youth ministry, even a young adults ministry, and also a main service as well. But, for the bigger churches that are trying to build up internally, right? We call it intergenerationally. Then this would be a great song to implement into your church, into your master list. You play it in main service, then you have somebody from main service go and teach it to the kids' church, or have the youth band play it in youth, or they even have that worship person from main service go to the young adults ministry and play it with the band and teach them, or even lead the worship, right? Let's say that there's like how I grew up playing, I was like a rhythm guitar player and a background singer in main service, but then when I went to youth, I was the worship leader. So I was able to pick the songs and lead the band and teach the instruments and work on vocal parts with the rest of the vocalists. So great song to do that with. And then drums don't come into the second verse, so if you're a drummer and you're listening to this. But yeah, C, A minor, F, D minor, C, A minor, F, D minor. I just repeated the same two chord progressions, but I guess I can just play it, because good old Elevation loves to copyright strike. So could have tuned it before I started. Oop, wrong note. I think it fell over earlier, so that's why it's really, really messed up. Anyways, blessed assurance. Right? And you just keep repeating that over and over again. I was swinging it. It's not swung, is it? Oh no, it's 6/8. Okay, cool. Let's see a few more notes. So dynamics. So when you have a song like this, when it's the same four chords the whole time, and how do you distinguish a verse from a chorus? Once again, like I said, verse 2, that's when the drums come in. So that builds dynamics. You don't have it in the first verse and the first chorus, but you add it in the second verse. So for example, to the bridge, I really like how they added the instruments. They incorporated certain build-ups for certain instruments, almost like they were passing the baton, right? Let's say a bridge part. I can't remember if this song does it, but let's say the bridge starts with piano, right? And then whatever the piano is doing to highlight, with a little melody on the right hand, with the bass playing on the left hand. And let's say the guitar player comes in and copies what the right hand's doing with the piano player. And then the bass comes in and plays what the left hand's doing on the piano player. And then the drums just brings it all together. While the vocals are singing and then harmonizing as it grows. Just little things that just make any band, whether it be in kids all the way up to main service, it'll make you sound professional, make you sound like you know what you're doing. That's something I always have to remind my volunteers to do, is be mindful of the parts, because the sections, when you do change, there should be something changing as well. So, if you're gonna play the verse a certain way, you should either play it again the same way the next time, or play it the same style but maybe louder. Same thing with the choruses, right? Let's say the verses are hi-hat, and for choruses you're doing to the ride or the crash, or it's the bridge is usually like a tom thing, or there's nothing and then you're slowly building. Those are just little things you can do to make a simple song just sound, like I said, super professional, or just like a full band song. So anyways, yeah, even though it's typical, it's still a good song to start with, and enjoy.